Live. We are live. So, we're doing some stuff here. We're doing some new stuff. We're trying to get situated here.
A little bit of tech analysis.
Yeah. All new stuff, all new working out the bugs, if you will. Trying to There we go. Here we go.
Still good?
Yeah, we are good.
Okay.
We are good. I got to turn this down a little bit. Yeah, turn that baby down. And then what we're going to do is share this thing. I'm going to share it. Sierra says, What's wrong? What's wrong, kiddo? What's wrong? I think it must have popped off.
Yeah, it's back on.
Yeah. Here we go.
So as soon as it restores.
Yeah, we're trying to do some sharing. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, let's all stay positive and nice, she says. You're now watching a live video. That's what it says. We're watching a live video. No, you're good. Sounds amazing, good. So are you the only... We 3 people watching right now. That's Sierra is one of them. I can't get it to share. That's what I want it to do. Copy link. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do right there. And then... We're going to go back to my page. Perhaps not.
Maybe I can go in.
No, I should be able to share it to my page. There we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. We got this, Marcus.
All right.
We got it.
Good stuff.
Hold on. Don't turn me off yet.
Nope.
I wanna paste it.
Just keep my eye on it.
Do it. Go. Damn it. Working hard here. Working hard for the people. What's on your mind, Jason, it says. This is just insanity, if you ask me. I'm not, it is what it is. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run this intro.
So I can take this off? There it is. Got it. We got it. So here we are. Tonight we're coming to you live from the Ferris wheel in Flint. They're kind enough to allow us in here to do our podcast here tonight, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to good discussion. Jason, how was your day?
My day was insane, friend.
Well, that's okay, man. That's okay.
How was your day?
My day was busy, full of meetings and conference calls and a little bit of driving, and I still haven't picked up cat litter, so.
You're an executive. That's what happens.
Yeah, something like that. Like that. You look good, man.
You do too. It's appropriate that we're here to talk about fashion, the nuances of fashion, all of it.
Yeah,
all of it.
What is fashion to you? What does it mean?
Fashion to me, I would say means the way you present yourself.
Okay.
Well, how one chooses to present themselves.
Okay.
I would say, it all depends because everybody has a different view.
Yeah.
Of what fashion means to them. So it's kind of an abstract thing, kind of subjective, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you? I mean,
it is up for discussion, depending on the person and their personality. My style now, being a 40-year-old man versus when I was 20 years old,
is a little bit different, but you know, what I always tell my son and what I always tell anyone else is that, you know, you find your path, you find your lane, and you stay in it and you embrace it, and it goes from there. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in a suit and tie. It doesn't mean that you have to be in an ascot. It doesn't mean that you have to be in
A cravat?
a cravat. It doesn't mean that you have to be in, you know, a pair of jeans and a tee. Whatever works for you works for you.
Yeah, and that's really, and we've talked about it. We've talked about, you know, a person can go and spend, you know, $1,000 on a pair of shoes, or they can go buy a cheap pair of Vans, and not cheap, but a pair of Vans, and
50, $60.
and rock that.
Yeah.
And completely rock that.
Yeah. You know, things now are somewhat going back to, you know, the old days where the dad shoes are in style. And
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. It is. Not my thing, but you know, that's okay. That's okay. And you know, still people are now taking more time and effort into what they're putting on. It makes me think about a mentoring session I had to do, or I had the opportunity of doing down in Detroit at one of the inner city schools with our president. And we went in, and it was an opportunity to talk to seniors about job opportunities and what to look for and what you should wear and what you should do. And you'd be surprised how unaware some of these young folks are. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I was unaware, so I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, well, what was the moment you got it?
I don't think I have it yet, man.
Oh,
Honestly,
come on now. Come on now.
I don't think I do. I can say the moment that I got it, or the moment that I have settled into, you know, what it is that I wear, which could, you know, vary from a suit and tie to a pair of sweats to, you know, jeans and a t-shirt and a pair of Vans. This last 10 years or so, seeing how my dad dressed and seeing, you know, what he put out there for a long time, I tried to basically emulate what the old man had on, but I was just a little too young in the britches for that. And now,
Well, that was the thing when I went to where, you know, your dad got the key to the city.
yeah,
And that was the way the guy, the mayor, was the mayor now.
Yeah,
The way he said your dad was always dressed, always had a good suit on.
yeah, always. And, you know, I can say without a doubt, and I could be a little biased, but my father still to this day is the best dressed man I've ever seen in my life.
I believe it.
You know, and that's a good thing. And, you know, it goes into the psychology of how you represent yourself and what it is that you wear, because I believe, and I'm under the mandate of, you dress well, you try to keep yourself together, you're going to feel better. Now, other people may not believe that, other people may not subscribe to that, but I just feel that way, that, you know, when you are taking care of yourself and you're trying to move forward and you're trying to just represent yourself in the right way, you know, things are going to happen in a positive direction. It's all mind, body, spirit, right?
Oh, 100%. And what you said, it's like I was thinking about it. You know, it's like, it's basically, you know, you're putting on your armor for the day.
Yeah.
You know, you're setting yourself up for the day. You really, I'll knock this table right over. You're really setting the tone for the day. You know, that's really, for me, when I think about it, even when I did construction.
Yeah.
You know, it was, guys used to make fun of me because I always had my shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
But my mindset with that was, well, you know, I'm talking to a client, and I wanted to show them respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to show up and assume that they looked at me. I didn't want them to assume they were going to get a bad job.
Absolutely.
Just by the way I was dressed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was watching something on YouTube, and there's some guys that I follow that are fashionistas, I guess you can call them. And one of the big subjects that a guy named Aaron Moreno, Alpha M, he had spoke about was the fact that your way of dress is what your uniform is going to be. And if I own a business, like, you do, and I'm going to knock on a door and, my customer opens up the door and my shirt is untucked and I have oil all over it and my boots, half of them are coming apart. What do you really think that will emit for you? So, I all but agree with you on the fact that you have to put out that right type of energy by what it is that you put on, because you dress how you want to be in life. And my goal is always to outdress the boss. Always.
That's it. And I've said this to so many, my daughter, anybody. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Yeah.
And that's such an important thing, not only for how others are going to look at us. It's how we look at ourselves.
Absolutely.
If I wake up and I just say, well, okay, I'm going to do this, and blah blah blah, it's not going to sit well with my spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not like I say, every day I've got to have something nice on.
Yeah.
But it's more about, okay,
self-respect.
yeah, I like myself.
Exactly.
I like myself, and I say, okay, I want to have. I want to feel good about how I'm dressed for the day.
Absolutely.
And by the way, Sierra said it, but if you are watching this, if you could share it, that would be awesome, because what we're trying to do is grow this thing. But we do have a giveaway. We'll do about half at about 8:30. We're doing a giveaway.
Okay. All right.
So
I have a question for you. When did your style change, or when did it evolve?
Oh, I can go back to the moment that I recognized how important fashion was for me.
Yeah.
I grew up in a home where my parents, my brother and I wore Toughskins from Sears. That's all we wore.
Yeah.
Toughskins and Tracks from Kmart.
Yeah.
That was it. And my dad, bless his heart, man. He's just like, I've had these shoes for 25 years. And you're like, well, dude, at that point, I'm like, you're 40. I got tennis shoes that I've had for 5 that look brand new at this point. But you tell an 8-year-old that he should have some nice shoes, and it's like, it doesn't register.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but I remember my mom, my daughter, so crazy. My mom was a hairstylist, still is to this day. So she had her eye on fashion. She was all about it. And at the time when I was a kid, Jordache were the jeans to wear.
Yeah.
That was Jordache were the jeans that the cool people wore.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to spell it. So I was but my mom bought me a pair of Jordache jeans, and they were like weird corduroy Jordache jeans, skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I mean, old school skinny jeans. And Dana, they did not wear out. Tracks, they were made of plastic, dude. How would they wear out? But
and I can say I've never heard of Tracks before.
It was the Kmart brand of shoe. It looked kind of like they actually looked cool, but they were like full on plastic. They were full on, like you could. Yeah, they were just amazing shoes.
It's all good, man.
They broke. They didn't like wrinkle up. They broke.
Yeah.
but so I had these jeans and. Or these corduroys, and I remember, and then another thing is I wanted Nike shoes, and I got my first pair of Nike out of the lost and found at school, and so I had these Jordache jeans with these Nike high tops, and the prettiest girl in school was like, she's like, I like those jeans. And then, you know, seventh graders, we dated for a week.
There you
Never
go,
went
man.
anywhere, but
There
we
you go.
dated, and
There
I
you
was
go.
like, all right, that.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, all right, it left a wrinkle on my brain. My dad was always he was never stylish per se.
Mm-hmm.
He was very well kept.
Yeah.
He always had cologne on, very well groomed, Hulk Hogan mustache.
Yeah.
You know, like always did his thing, and so I mean, my dad wore obsession for men, and he'd wear so much of it that I could have my bedroom door closed. He'd walk by and be like, dang,
you smell it.
Dave's going somewhere.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man. You know, you lead me to another point where you're in seventh grade and you have the Jordache jeans on and the Nikes on, and you know, you get noticed by the prettiest girl, and you guys are dating for a week. To this day, and this is for a message for any man that's out there, keep your shoes clean,
Oh yeah,
stay pressed,
that's it.
no matter what it is, and try your best to put yourself together, because there isn't a woman in the world who will not notice a man that's put together.
It's you know, it's your billboard.
Yeah.
I am my billboard.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Shout out to Ed Wilson.
Yeah. You know, it really is. You know, we're throwing it out there, and that's
Yeah.
the psychology aspect of it. It really is. You know, now granted, you know, certain. If I go to a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna if he's been working on cars, he's gonna be
Absolutely.
at the end of the day. When I was doing construction, at the end of the day, I was gonna be a mess.
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
no other way around it.
But you know, that goes to what you said earlier, and what you know, we're trying to convey. You dress for the occasion, and the occasion can be you're cutting down a tree. The occasion could be you're working underneath a car. The occasion could be you're going to a black tie event. Doesn't matter what it is. When you show up the correct way.
Yeah,
And it doesn't mean that you're gonna, you know, have a 3-piece suit on and go and try and, you know, cut grass or whatever else. No.
Yeah, 'cause I wouldn't trust that guy.
Yeah, at
I
all.
wouldn't trust that guy to handle his business. I'd be like, this guy's too clean.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, when I would pull up to a house and, you know, like for instance, to go to John Beeline's house, you know, Coach U of M, or to Dan Gilbert's house, or to Jay Farner, or you know, these are different people that. Sergio Marchioni. I've done jobs for some of the biggest names in different industries, and that's the reason.
Yeah.
I fully believe. I mean, the quality of the work was there, but part of it was I spoke eloquently.
Yep.
I could communicate. I can communicate with anybody, really.
Yep.
But it was that. But most of it had to do with the fact, I think, that when I rolled up, our trucks were clean, and I was ready to rock. I had my shirt tucked in, and I was ready to go. All of my shirts from work would be like sun bleached, except for where they were tucked in. It looked new.
Yeah.
Bottom 3 inches were new.
There you go. I don't think I've ever had a job where there wasn't an expectation of excellence with how you looked. Now, some would take it a little less lightly, and then the other side of the spectrum, you'd have folks that really took it to the extreme and wanted to look their nicest. But, you know, I'm right there with you. You cannot be in any profession and not look the part. You just can't do it, because you want that buy-in from your customer base. You want that buy-in from whomever it is that you're in front of.
Well, let me ask you this, though. You know, in today's business world, it seems to me that they're really the expectation is much less of to be in business attire, to be dressed. You know, like I know I was watching. There's a new Netflix documentary on the origins of video games.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Atari and how they set the trend for relaxed dress. You know, when they came out, it was like, oh, they didn't care if they wore flip-flops or whatever. You know.
Well, times are changing, and admittedly, things have gotten a little more relaxed. And when you have the infusion of, you know, the Apple stores where you go down there and you speak to one of the Apple geniuses. They're in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Now, we took on that same type of look, and a lot of other corporations have done the same thing. But it comes down to, once again, whatever your personal belief is and how it is that you want to look. I'm not going to be in dress slacks ever when I'm going to a job or whatnot. But depending on the meeting that I have, and depending on who I'm in front of, I very well could have a three-piece suit on. I very well could have, a pair of dress slacks on and a long-sleeve polo. It just depends. So once again, you have to be aware of the occasion, and you have to be aware of where it is that you're at. But to your statement, things have definitely become a little more relaxed in the work environment.
Well, for instance, so I've seen you every time I see you. There hasn't been a time that I've seen you that you don't look stylish. There isn't a time where you pay attention to everything. You pay attention. Your watch band matches everything else, and we were talking.
Did you want me to give you your dollar now for saying that?
What's that?
You want me to give you your dollar now for saying that?
Well, we were out for coffee and we were talking about after. I think it might have been right after you got the key for your dad when you received the key to the city. We were talking about, say, your square should match the
least noticed aspect of your tie.
That's a rule.
That's a rule. So there are a lot of different rules when you have a suit on. Number one, for everything, you should have a good tailor. That's the first thing. Every man should have a good tailor.
I need a good tailor.
I have one for you.
I need it.
He's not too far away from here either. So when you have something that doesn't fit quite right, then you're able to take it to that person and they can take it apart. They know exactly what you want. And it works. So when you have that tailor, then you're able to look at the small little nuances of what it is that you want to put together. Once again, my pocket square is never going to look like whatever my tie is. My pocket square is never going to be one of those cardboard ones because I know how to tie one. I know how to do a 4 Windsor, half Windsor for my ties. I know how to do.
That tie is tight, man.
I
get mine
man.
sometimes they're a little bit crooked, they're a little bit off.
Hey, man, there's a technique to it, man. There's the pressure of your middle finger holding it when you whip it around, and that's another thing that I learned from my dad. But there's so many men and young men out there that don't have that type of input at all.
Dude, I can be honest and say I probably don't know too many men at all, especially in this day and age. So much of that is a lost art.
Yeah.
I remember. There are things that I've done that I do that, I feel like I've been ahead of the trends. And I may not do it right, but hats I've been wearing forever. I've been wearing a newsboy hat forever.
Yeah.
I started wearing ascots, and I started seeing other dudes wear ascots, and it's one of those things where I think, man, I just think they're cool because when I was a kid, I just used to see old TV shows and dudes wearing them and stuff like that. But bow ties was another one, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get it off of YouTube how to tie a bow tie, but it never seemed right.
I'm going to teach you how to tie. I'm going to teach you. It's easy. After about the 15th time, you'll get it.
I can do it. It just never seemed like I could tighten it.
There's a trick to that also. It's your index finger, and you got to
it's you got to be able to stick your finger in one and then pull it with the other one.
That's it, man.
But it's not like a regular tie where you tighten it and it chokes up. It just tightens.
Yeah.
And it can be, you got to get it right.
So with a bow tie, I could stand here and look out the window or just look wherever and then tie it up, no problem. It's all about the placement of your finger, how much pressure, and then you're pulling it and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things to it, but once again, like I said, you have to have a tailor. You have to look at the little things. You have to be willing to step outside of the box, and you also have to be willing to take a step back and also listen to other people and watch other people and learn from them. A big fan. I've always been a big fan of Tom Ford for years because Tom Ford has just revolutionized everything, and he's old school with it. And I can say that I have a style where, like you said, I like to look nice. I may have a suit on, I might have sweats on, I might have jeans on, I might have a variety of different things on, but it works for me because I know my style I want to stay with, and I can't do a lot of things that these real slender 20-year-old guys can put on. That's a no for me.
Yeah, that's the thing where in was there a point, because you're much younger than me, but was there a point where you said, I can't wear something anymore? Where you said, okay, this is too.
Yeah.
This is. I'll leave this to the kids.
Yeah. So, in my closet right now, I have a lot of pairs of Air Jordans. So.
And then you got money in your closet.
Yeah,
That's at this point, that's what you got in money.
Yeah,
in your
they're sitting there, and they are in pristine condition. Some of them aren't worn, and whatever. And about 2 years ago, I went to put them on, and I walk outside, and it was maybe like 80, 85 degrees on, and I had shorts on and a T-shirt and whatever else, and I'm walking, and I'm like, man, these things are heavy as hell. And it got to the point where I didn't want to step in certain places. I didn't want anybody to step on them. I didn't want to do whatever with them, and they just didn't look right on me anymore. Now, I have some buddies that we are the same age, and they can rock Jordans all day long. But for me, I like to stick with my Chuck Taylors, and I like to stick with my Vans. I like the low profile stuff because that's just me. That's just my style. But, if you look at the flip side of it, streetwear, that's a staple. A Air Jordan or a Yeezy or whatever else, a Balenciaga, those are all the staples for, certain streetwear items. But for me, like I said, a couple years ago, I was like, yeah, no. I'm good.
You had
good.
it. You called it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. For me, I don't know if there's. I guess for me, I don't know if what can did I used to wear that? I mean, it's interesting when styles actually change. When you actually see a style, I mean, when I was a kid, dudes wore half shirts. They just wore, and watching like Magnum, PI, he's got the shorts on, and then the Fab Five came out and was like,
long shorts.
no more.
So I get teased for wearing the shorts, the shorter
Do
ones.
you?
Yeah, I don't care, man.
You wear them?
I do. I love them. I love them. My buddy
You're
Tad,
ahead of the curve.
yeah,
Then
man.
I think they're coming back, man.
Yeah, my buddy Tad that lives down in Detroit. We were in Dallas, and I was like, man, why are your shorts so short? He's like, man, you got to rock them like that, man. I'm like, what? And then lo and behold, after a year, yeah.
It's interesting. It's even when you look at women. I remember when high-waisted pants started coming back, and it was, I knew women that were like, oh, hell no, and then eventually they're like, oh,
they're back again.
Got my pants on a pair of high-waisted jeans.
Yeah.
Now, I remember in high school I had a pair of Z Cavarici jeans, and they literally came all the way up to here. They had like 3 buttons on the top. It was but I had a pair of Z Cavarici overalls too that were stupid.
In entering in high school, Carl Kanai. So Carl Kanai, he is still a designer out of New York. And, once again, I'm watching, the Wu-Tang Clan and Biggie Smalls and Tupac and all these other guys. And I said, you know what? I need some Timbs. I need Carl Kanai jeans. And I begged my dad. And he finally took me to go, grab my first outfit. And that was, God, man, that was almost, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And lo and behold, I saw an ad, and I saw some pictures of some folks that 20, 25 years old with the same stuff on, and I'm like, wow, I'm that old now.
Yeah.
I'm that old now. I'm that guy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the one thing, for me, even there are things like that. Clothes are one of those things that, like, that if they are if they're in good shape, I'm keeping them. I'm putting them away.
Yeah.
I'm just because, like, I even know my daughter. She worked at a like a consignment shop. Not even a consignment, but they would buy older clothes and they would sell them. They would sell them for a lot more than what they probably were brand new.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm in downtown Ann Arbor, and I'm walking down the street, and I go into a consignment shop, and they have in there these starter pullovers, the Chicago Bulls one, Charlotte Hornets, the Raiders, all the ones that back in the day that we all had. They wanted $500 for these pullovers, $500.
Not for me.
And I talked to the guy that owned the place. He said he can't keep them. As soon as they come in, they're gone.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember my daughter will attest. Didn't you work at a shop in Ann Arbor, Sierra, for a little bit? Or were they just your friends? But anyway, I remember, dude, I'll buy the stupidest things. I'll be honest, man.
Yeah.
I bought it was in Disney World. I bought it's like a Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I'm like, this will make good pajamas. These, I bought lederhosen, for God's sake. Who knows? I might need this.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. But I'll tell you what, man. You have to let me look up what shop it is. I promise I got it back at home, and I'll let you know. But what we're talking about right now with style, and as it pertains to us, and as it pertains to men, I feel like in a lot of ways we've really dropped the ball, because society, I can say, has changed a lot, and how we view certain things are completely different, which is fine, but I just don't see very many men taking the time to keep themselves up.
Oh yeah,
and I wonder sometimes, how do we change that? How does that shift? And I can admit, when I was in high school, I sagged my pants. I can admit that. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I did. But now I'm seeing 40-year-old men.
Yeah.
35-year-old men.
Yeah.
50-year-old men with their pants underneath their ass.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, again, because right now, I don't know. I wouldn't even begin to know the answer to that. But, crap. I just think that, in a lot of ways, and we kind of touched on this a while ago, the definition of what it means to be a man has changed,
yeah.
I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So to say, well, this is this. I mean, you look at an old baseball game, for instance, and everybody had a hat. You watch old thing, you look at old pictures and stuff, and a guy doing, sewer work, button-up shirt.
Yeah.
That was all there was.
Yeah.
There wasn't. The guys just didn't wear like a lot of T-shirts.
Yeah.
They didn't. It was just a different standard of dress at the time. So I mean, it's hard to say, but I do want to say. So Dorian got a hold of me today and said he wanted to give a gift away. And so, how many people we got watching right now? Not many, but we got enough.
17.
So, I guess what you should do is, so what Dorian is giving away, and this is out of the goodness of his heart. He just said, "Hey, I'd like to give something away." So it's a dot bag, which is for your toiletries and whatnot, and he's going to give away a beard oil he's going to put a couple of things in that dot bag. So he'll ship it out to you. He'll handle all that. But I guess what we should do is I don't know. You what do we got there? How many? 20?
20.
At this point. So what? You want to pick a number 1 through 20 in your head there, and
I have it.
okay, and then okay. My mom says 20. So we'll just sit here for a second and wait for numbers to pop in. 1 through 20. Whoever gets it wins. Sound of silence.
Should be rolling in here soon.
This is the dot bag right here. 14, Nicole says.
Okay.
Melissa says 11. Sharon says 7. 13, Nicole says. Kathy Rose, 18. Yvonne, 8. Nicole, 3. Nicole's just my mom, 17.
Come on.
Sharon, 6. Clint, 19.
Nicole got it. 5.
Nicole got it, 5. Nicole wins. Where was the 5? Nicole just, look at her. She is rattling off numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we got Clint Pleasant. Clint Pleasant is the basketball coach of Rochester College.
Good stuff.
He actually won a gift certificate to Shift a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Nicole Reed is a winner.
Number 5.
Look at Sandra's even on here. Look and see now I get to see I can't see who's watching. So
yeah.
Now I get to see who's watching. But that's the bag right there. And so Dorian is he's gonna throw some extra stuff in there for you.
Thank you, Dorian.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate it. And so the link to the Ferris wheel is in the description, as well as the link to Natural Oil as well. So but anyway,
yeah.
So let's shift here. So the one thing you are also excellent at is accessories.
Yeah, I try.
Always, the green bracelet, man, kills me.
Yeah.
Okay, the rings you wear, this ring, you probably don't have it on now because you might because it's brown.
Oh, the tiger's eye. Yeah.
Oh, that thing is nice.
Yeah. Well, that goes into another piece of it where guys shouldn't be afraid to accessorize. You don't want to overdo it, but you shouldn't be afraid of it at the same time, because we don't have many things that are out there outside of, bracelets and, a watch and, maybe a necklace, but, how often are you going to see that necklace? So that's where you want to branch out, and you want to look at things that may be a little more subtle, but also maybe things that are a little more out there and eye-catching. And I always have some sort of ring on or whatnot, and then with the accessories, with the bracelets and whatever else, just to fit the outfit and try to go from there.
Yeah.
So along with that, it just adds to what it is that you can do and how you can switch things up. I was telling my son earlier, because he, of course, wants to go to the mall on Saturday. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, go for it. When you're trying to put something together, because, as he gets through his next semester, he's going to be working down here and whatnot, and, interviewing and, trying to get himself together. You have to have things that are interchangeable. It doesn't make any sense to go and buy one suit that's, a light gray plaid when you have to go and interview folks, get a dark blue, get a dark black, get, dark brown somewhere along there, and then build from there. And, you'll be able to interchange and be able to do some different stuff with it.
Yeah. When I keep bringing this up, but when you wear that suit to the key to the city ceremony, that suit was badass, man. Because you had the vest different pattern than the jacket.
Yeah, the vest and the pants matched each other, but the jacket was a different pattern.
Yeah.
But that's not something that you just buy as your first suit. You got to have that as kind of down the line a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely that. But that suit, man. But you've always, like I said, so that's a lot of times as guys, we don't know. We don't know that. Oh yeah, you can mix, you can do this, you can do that. And again, I think it goes back to what you were saying with when people. Dads per se, my dad never told me anything about
Yeah.
dressing,
Yeah.
other than I had these shoes for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, for me, my style has always just been. I've just kind of created my own.
Yeah.
Really, I've never had. I see things that I like, and I'll buy them. I know what I like. You know, there's sometimes I'll wear something and I'll see like an old TV show and I go, oh man, I look like that dude from freaking this TV show.
Yeah.
You know, like
and there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, also another thing that helps is the fact that we have retail downtown here. And between Bedrock and between Good Boy and Natural, having that variety and having the option where, you know, you come down here and you can see things that are on the cutting edge helps you along in so many different ways. Because, you know, I say it all the time, you know, 10, 15 years ago, to get something similar to what it is that we have here, I would have to go 45 minutes south to just have, you know, something similar. But now we have it here and you're able to see people with different styles on, and once you see that, then you can go and build your own style from there. I mean, Calm clothing right here inside the Ferris wheel.
Well, Shay Oliver.
Oh yeah, Shay. Yeah,
she's a designer down here.
Absolutely.
You know? That's I've told people, like, I could if I needed to, I could fully dress myself down here.
Yep.
Like, you know, when we think about the legacy of this, you said like Blackstone's. You know that, you know, you look at it and go, well, that's a restaurant. And, you know, you know,
it's a clothing store.
Yeah. Well, I know that now, but you know, when I moved here, it was a restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, that was all I knew about it. But I didn't know that it was. What was the name of the store?
Parvizi.
That's where I got my brown suit.
Yeah.
But they just retired.
Yeah, they just retired out. So, you know, those staples that we've had here for years and years and years, unfortunately, we don't have them anymore. But Craig Ryan is out in Grand Blanc, and they do a really good job out there. James Green, Jag the Haberdasher, he's still around, and Jag still has a variety of things where, you know, guys can come and take a look at what is it they want to get. But we have fashion here in Flint, and it's not just one version. There's so many different variations, and that's the beauty of it, because you don't have to get locked into one way of dressing because, you know, this guy has a suit on and, you know, I don't like that. That's okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, do your thing.
No doubt. Yeah,
do your thing.
Doubt. So let's get into this now as well. So now you get manicures.
I do.
How often do you get manicures?
Once a month now.
Okay.
Yeah, once a month.
Was it more or less before?
It was maybe like every 2 weeks at one point in time, but once a month now.
I think I've done that once, but I had construction hands.
It's okay, man. You have to do it.
So I look at my finger, and I play the guitar. You know, I got nubs, and you know, you probably can't see it, but you know, my fingers look like you know, the ends of my fingers look like I knife punch somebody.
It's all good.
Throat punch somebody right in the.
It's all good, man. But you know, that's another one of those things where, you know, you build on what it is that you want to put out there and what it is that you want to admit. I think that men should go out and make sure you get a facial. Why would you not do that?
I thought about it recently.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I thought about getting, you know, like getting a face mask. Or, you know, I've never done it. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, but this kind of goes to one of the things where, like, you know, society kind of expects women to keep it up. Yep. Keep wear the makeup, do what you got to do.
Yep.
Keep the bodies in shape. It's not everybody, but you know, there is that expectation that is put on women. But men, a lot of men I know, that's just whatever.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, those same men who don't pay attention, I probably shouldn't say this.
Yeah, I know where you were going,
I'm not gonna say
and I'm
that.
glad you did.
That, yeah.
You know, but it is where, you know, it is. It's like I just go, well, you know, to me it's an unfair standard. Like for me, it's like, well, if I'm with somebody, I want to maintain how I look, because again, I'm a billboard, but I'm also a billboard for
Absolutely.
everybody that I represent, and that's really even the company I keep, it's even for the yellow chair merchandise, it's like, no, it's got to be this kind of T-shirt. It's got to be this cut. It's got to be this fit. It's got to breathe like this, because I know what I like. I know, and we've talked about it as well, and the quality of it. To go and get a pair of sutorial boots, they are expensive, but the reality of it is Timothy made those by hand. They're going to last me for a long time. And I can take them to him and say, hey, this is this. Helly Hansen, hey, I bought these shoes, and they started to do this. Well, here you go. Here's another pair. A jacket, Fjallraven in Ann Arbor, hey, it's like a lifetime guarantee. You pay a little more, but at the same time, it's something you're going to have for a long time. And I think that's also important when we think about fashion. And then granted, if I'm going to wear certain things, work boots and stuff, I will spend the money because it's worth it. It's worth it to have that. If I go buy a cheap pair of shoes, they're not going to last as long.
No.
A cheap pair of pants, they're not going to last as long.
And another part of that, since we're on that subject, men don't need a bunch of different pairs of shoes. There's only 5 shoes that you really need. You need a derby, you need a brogue, you need a monk strap, a double monk strap, and a loafer. That's all you need. That's all you need.
I don't think I have any of those.
You do.
I've got some dress shoes, but I probably have, honestly, dude, 25 pairs of shoes, man. I got different tennis shoes, different slip-ons, different. Yeah, dude, I got shoe issues. I got cowboy boots. I got 3 different pairs of work boots. My Nike high tops, white canvas. And you got to take those out and you got to spray them with Scotch Guard. Get those things, because you want to be able to clean them up. They get dirty. You want to clean them up, man.
I'm gonna tell you a little funny story. I ordered some knit Chuck Taylors, all white, mesh knit, really, really nice. So I get them, take them out of the box. This happened a week and a half ago, and I put them on the floor. I wake up the next morning, I come downstairs, and I see one of my shoes, and then I look over, I see the other one, and my cat threw up on my shoe.
That's why cats are evil.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You like that?
You
like that? He's
totally evil. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm half asleep. I almost fall downstairs, going into the basement, and I'm just frantically just cleaning this thing, and it's all clean now and whatnot. But that goes back to make sure you take care of your stuff.
I'd say being a good steward, man.
Yeah.
Being a good steward of what you have, and that's really a lot of it is taking the time to, with tennis shoes and my tutorial boots that I wore today. It's like I oiled them before I came out. Timothy gave me oil, and you oil those baby. You keep them in good shape.
They'll take care of you.
Yeah, it's I didn't buy these to not take care of them.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of my stuff is the same way. It's like I know I don't have a lot of dry cleaning, but I do. For me, even like my clothes, my T-shirts and my jeans and stuff, I air dry everything.
Yeah.
I had a drying rack in my house. I'll throw that stuff out there, because it's like I want to keep it. I want to keep that stuff in good shape.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I don't want to buy something and it be
turn
like
around and buy it again,
or get stains. If I get like, dude, I got a Helly Hansen jacket. And actually, I have 3 Helly Hansen jackets. And one of them is a kind of winter jacket, not full-on winter jacket. I do have a winter jacket, but but it's like mid. But when I was stripping my bathroom, I can't remember where I was going. I think I was going to Home Depot, and I was stripping my bathroom, and So there was stripper on the. There was a stripper on my door. there was strip paint stripper. So I leaned in to turn off my radio, and I brushed up against the door, and there was stripper or paint that went right across it. I mean, I was immediately downstairs trying to throw it in the washer, washed it twice. You know, it's like, hey, you know, I didn't buy it because, you know, that's frustrating.
Yeah, you want to keep it, and you want to keep it nice, and when things like that happen, it just kind of it sticks you a little bit.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it just has a lot to do with again, we can circle back to, having that, like, I want to put my white Nikes on with and go out, and if somebody says, hey, I'm going to scuff your shoes up, I'm saying, I'll cut you in the face. Nobody will ever look at you the same again. they're gonna be afraid of you.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of a thing, or but I'll be honest, dude, I can dress for anything. I have cowboy boots and boot cut jeans, and I won't wear cowboy boots with regular jeans. You got to have the boot cut jeans.
I've never had cowboy boots.
That doesn't shock me, dude. It's dude. When I was a kid, when I was a little kid, all I wore was cowboy boots.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a story. So we're in Texas, and when you're in Texas, you just do what Texans do. And we went and we looked at cowboy boots. I was this close, but I just couldn't. I couldn't pull the trigger.
I've seen some black guys rock some cowboy boots,
yeah,
man.
So have I.
It's definitely. You got the snake skin and the ostrich,
the alligator,
and the alligator. Some of them are cool. They're just if you wear them with the right jeans, you got to wear them with the boot cut jeans, man.
Well, the black men that I've seen with cowboy boots on, they've always worn them with their suits, and they're always the crocodile.
Oh yeah,
midnight blue, gray,
midnight blue. Yeah.
So
my mom said I wouldn't take my cowboy boots off. I don't know why, but they were from Kmart, so the heel on them would always wear down, and then there was a hole. They were just a plastic heel, man.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's
my
all
mom
good.
said even with shorts. Now, come on. So that's what would you say outside of the sagging, which is me saying this? What's your most what would you say was your most embarrassing trend that you went through?
My most embarrassing
Not
trend?
embarrassing, but where you go, whew, what was I thinking?
My most embarrassing trend that I went through. Not caring.
Really?
Yeah.
When was that? How old were you?
That happened from about age, let's say 30 to 34, 35. And I was just hell-bent on going to work, going to school, coming home to Lewis. That was it. And I just didn't care at all. And, that could have attributed to some other things, and it could have contributed to some other things, but I can say that that's the phase. And I just kind of look back and I'm like, man, what the hell? And it's just one of those things. What about you?
I would have to say during the 90s, I was just playing music, and so most of my clothes that I got were I just either got them at a Salvation Army or just thrift stores or my hand-me-downs or whatever, ill-fitting. I always wore, like, when I was younger, I had a lot of, like, high school, I had a ton of like just stupid T-shirts, Mr. Potato Head, and just stupid stuff like that, But at the same time, I had 5 cardigans. I wore turtlenecks. I wore Z Cavarici, and I wore because we always pegged our pants, so we would do that. So you know, Sierra. I even had a shirt that on the front had my face on the front, and then on the back it had the back of my head on the back of the shirt. Kind of a nerd, man. You know, what do you want? What do you want from me?
I have a full closet of T-shirts, and
Do you hang your T-shirts?
I hang my T-shirts. I hang them, and they all face the same direction. And
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and in my other closet, everything is pretty much color coded and it's like by like.
You should have taken a picture.
I know I should have taken a picture, but I'm looking in my closet with all these T-shirts, and I'm like, man, I have to get rid of these damn T-shirts. I just have too many of them because I have a thing for concert tees. Mm-hmm. Just like
Concerts that you've went to, or concerts that you just buy?
Concerts that I just buy or
like the bands or
yeah,
whatever.
just love the bands. You go out to was it Paradise Express? Is that it? Out off of Door Highway.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a store in there where it's just nothing but T-shirts
Really?
For concerts and
that.
bands.
That's good to know. Paradise
yeah.
Express.
Paradise
Look that
Express.
up.
Yeah. So that's my thing. And if there's a T-shirt, I cannot turn it down. I have to buy it, but I have to get rid of them. So we might have another giveaway going on here. Where
Well,
T-shirts.
like Sierra said right now, she said, retro graphic T-shirts are incredibly popular right now. Urban sells old band tees for $70. Get Up Vintage, that's where Sierra used to do some stuff in Ann Arbor, is selling festival shirts for $40. And that's free money, dude. It's I honestly only have a couple of band shirts, the concert shirts that I've bought, and they're all shows that I've been to.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get rid of them.
Yeah. My all-time favorite T-shirt is an all-black shirt with Prince on the front, with the Under the Cherry Moon, where Prince is just looking very Prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely that's definitely an interesting. I need to see a picture of your closet, man, because I got to see these T-shirts all facing the same way.
I'm going to take a picture. They all are hanging up, and they're all facing the same way. Goodness, there's a store in Chicago that I go to all the time. It is, I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me after we get off of here. But this guy, he's from Ann Arbor, and it's a T-shirt shop. And you walk in there, and anything you can think of, he can print it. And I went in there, and I've just made just the craziest T-shirts, and now I got to give them away.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna be giving away. I
Can't give
have
them away.
I have
You
a
gotta
person
sell
in
them.
mind that's gonna get the majority of these
Oh,
shirts.
okay. Yeah. It's definitely that is something that's concert T-shirts are one of those things that always they're just always going to be valuable to somebody. My mom wants to know if you use felt hangers for your tees, or do you just use standard?
I just use standard hangers. I do.
No, so at your house, at me, I've got my house is old, so I've got a big lot of closet space.
Yeah.
So I got one closet that's completely full. I got my hats. I got several hats. I've got all, like sweaters folded up. And I don't hang my tees. I need
my tees.
I just actually my mom got me a steam iron for Christmas.
Oh,
a steamer. But yeah, I don't hang my tees. But then I've got a longer dresser that's pretty much full of clothes.
Yeah.
Then I've got a tall boy that's filled.
Yeah.
And then I got another closet that's filled. I'll never wear all those clothes. Half of them I'm like, I will never wear. I got a whole drawer of almost all natural T-shirts. I have a drawer of all Flint stuff, and then I have a drawer of it's half filled with like natural T-shirts. It's crazy.
And you know what, man? and we complain about stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have nothing to complain about. We're sitting here talking about clothes that we don't have the opportunity to wear.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or we're not going to wear, and we have the nerve to complain about anything.
Oh, no doubt, brother. We're so fortunate.
Yeah.
We're so that's the thing. It's like to be able to come in and even have this conversation is a very fortunate thing.
Oh my God.
You know, to be able to, you know, to talk about the closet space and and the t-shirts and you know, you're hanging your t-shirts.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like, and that was, you know, I gave a bunch of clothes to the last. I just donated a bunch to my brother's keeper. I almost always. I don't. It's rare that I'll throw anything away unless it's actually tore or ripped.
I gave probably, I don't know, I forget the count, maybe 12 suits to Casey Lester. And Casey used to be on the Flint School Board, so he has a little area in the Dryden building where he, you know, sells certain things, men's things and whatnot. But he was gathering suits to help young men that were getting ready to go and do job interviews or
that's
school
that's
interviews.
huge.
So yeah, I'm like,
But again, you know, even as a kid, you know, if you don't have that, and so all of a sudden you've got this suit, you know, again, to go back to you're putting on your armor for the day. You're setting the tone for your day. You're saying, okay, this is who I am today. Yeah. In a sense, you know, granted, there are some dudes who don't care, and more power to them.
That's fine.
You know, that's to each his own. I personally, I care a great deal. Like it's rare that, you know, if I see a dude at the store in pajamas, I'm like, come on, brother. What are you
it's
doing
one of those
in the
things,
pajamas, man? You know, so, well, you know, Marcus.
Yes, sir.
That's it for us. But so next Monday we've got a good one, and tomorrow we have I'm not sure. We're supposed to be on a podcast tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yep.
But I don't know if it's live. We'll put the information up. It's midday with Sabrina Cronin, a lawyer in Oakland County. She's a men's advocate lawyer. So we're looking at that tomorrow. So, and then Thursday I'm at the Fenton Hotel. I got to put that in there. And Saturday I'm working in Clarkston. So
I'm gonna come see you.
You should.
I am.
You should. But and then Sabrina will be on with us next Monday. So
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that. So again, we are coming to you live from the Ferris wheel in Flint.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
You know, we appreciate you all the time, and you know, I appreciate you, bud.
So I appreciate you, dude. This is I look forward to this, man. I this is fun for me. No matter what, it's again, we have these conversations anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fairly easy to come in and have these conversations.
Absolutely.
So, I'm on YCD tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow night at my house. So.
There you go.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
I will see you in a second, right when we get off here.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much, everybody,
Thank
for
you, guys.
tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. We thanks for hanging in. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for commenting so much, and it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.